And I'll do a quick track on that because that is heading towards this vicinity right here. So that's going to put it into Boone in around, let's give it like 9 minutes. But again, give or take about 5 to 10 minutes. Remember, most of you are watching this via streaming or some other platform. You're not getting real time. The clock I have right now is 10:16. So that would put it into Boone at 10:25. Okay, so 9 minutes and 30 seconds from right now. And then eventually Sands, Rutherwood, and then Soda Hill and Solo. So Boone is our primary concern right now. I would say if you're not already in your shelter location, you should be in Boone, App State's campus, anywhere on campus. Get to that middle room. If you're in the library, a academic building, a dorm, try to get to the lowest floor you can into the middle of the building. So get away from the windows and the outside walls. Hunker down there until this passes. I'll give you the all clear here shortly once it moves past you, but it's not there yet. This is heading your way. I would say within 5 minutes it's going to be in downtown Boone. We're waiting for the radar to update here. I'm going to switch to the other source here, and it doesn't look quite as impressive from the Blacksburg radar, but from GSP, which is the south, it's just a different radar. Remember, the radars are located at pretty far distances from this location. And so the radar beam's pretty high, but also this is pretty high elevation. Just saw some lightning off in the distance there on our Boone cam downtown again. We'll go back to that in a minute, but there's a look at the warning. So right there, downtown Boone, the circulation's right there. This is 105. This is a very popular path if you go skiing up at Beach and Sugar Mountain. You go up 321, you're likely going to go through Boone and then head west into areas and go to Banner Elk, and then Beach and Sugar's over there. Appalachian Ski Mountain is right there. Tweetsie Railroad is right there. Blowing Rock, again, kind of on the clear side. Just got a radar update. Looks like the circulation is moving into Boone right now. So we just got a sweep of the radar. So it's in Boone basically right now. Can we go to the camera, guys? We'll go to the camera there on King Street. So might want to stay on this for a second because the circulation is moving into Boone. So if something is on the ground or we at least have strong winds, we might see something on the camera here or see power flashes or the lights go on or off. That's going to tell us a lot because at night, obviously, you just can't see much. And the only thing you can really look for are power flashes or the lights going on or off. But right now, this circulation is moving into downtown Boone, where we have a tornado warning up for another 12 minutes, 11 minutes right now, Colin.
Yeah, and that rain is coming sideways. You can see from that picture.
Oh, you got a
there's
better
no
view
joke.
than I do, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at that, it's serious. I know there's not many people on the road, but those people that are on the road, Brad right now telling folks, if you can, please get to a safe space, pull over. You can see a person running through Main Street on King Street right there in downtown Boone.
Wow.
App State campus, they did put out, as they normally do, an emergency alert around around the 10 o'clock period, I believe, and it says, as you were talking about, tornado warning will stay into effect at about 10:30 p.m., as you were saying, Brad, to kind of confirm that. But
that's great because, Colin, let's be honest, you're a college student, you're not watching news, you're probably doing something else.
It's the worst time for this to happen, right?
Yeah, and so that's why, honestly, anybody, if you're a parent or somebody who's watching us and you're not in that area, go, why are you covering Boone? It's actually our viewing area, but also this gives you a chance to amplify our message. Call somebody up there, text them. They will probably listen to you long before they'll listen to me.
Right.
So tell them it's a tornado. That's why I'm glad the campus did that because if you're a student or faculty or staff member, you're going to get that alert on your phone.
Absolutely.
I teach at UNC Charlotte. Those alerts are the 9-year alerts are amazing because you get those alerts and they really do help you quite a bit. Let's go back to the graphics quickly as I just want to show you if you're on this area and you're wondering what you need to do, find your safe spot in your house. Again, the best thing to do is find that interior room. You see that room the room that is green and flashing, that is an interior room. There's lots of walls between you and the outside. Again, it'd be great if everyone had a storm shelter, but we don't, or a basement. Most places don't. So you got to find the most interior room, and that could be a half bath. It could be a closet. It could be an interior hallway. Even if the hallway's open on both ends, but it's in the middle of the house, that's still better than those exterior rooms. It could also be a pantry. Could be just about any room. In my house, it's a closet underneath my stairs. It's the best place to go. Head there, bring your phone with you, leave it on. If you're streaming us right now, wait for the all clear, whether it's from me or from another alert system, or maybe campus, if you're on those campus alerts at App State, they usually send out an all clear once things are gone. The warning's set to expire in 9 minutes, so we should have a pretty good idea on when that storm is done, and we'll let you know that you can go ahead and get out of that area. So again, we'll go back to where's this camera at, Reams? Oh, so this is on App State campus. Oh, this is a good camera actually to look at. So this is a view from on campus, and you can see it looks like it's raining pretty hard. That's about all I can tell from that camera.
Yeah. See much wind here whipping the trees there.
Yeah, the one thing I'm looking for is, are we seeing any kind of flashes on the ground, or the power flickering or anything like that? That would be a signal, that we've got something on the ground, some kind of damage being caused.
And I'm not seeing any energy outages tick up here.
That's a good sign.
That is.
Because that would be one of the first things we would notice. We would notice outages happening, roads being blocked, something like that.
Right.
But as we go back to the map here real quickly, I do want to show you that the circulation, at least on the radar, appears to be on the northwest side of Boone. So kind of more towards Lovell, Meat Camp area. So it looks like it's going to pass just to the west or northwest of downtown Boone, looking at the circulation, and it has weakened quite a bit on radar. So two good indications. Hopefully this misses the population centers there in downtown Boone, but it looks like it's going to stay on the west side or northwest side of town, and it actually looks like it's much weaker than it did, let's say, just 5-10 minutes ago. This is another view of the velocity data. So yeah, some good signs there. If there are good signs in a tornado warning, you don't want to see the circulation tighten up. But right now, I'm going to do one more storm track on where the circulation is. It's roughly on 321 on the northwest side, so past Boone, heading towards the Ashe County line. So just an early heads up for folks in Ashe County, you might definitely want to pay attention west of West Jefferson and downtown Jefferson, the western part of Ashe County. This is heading towards Meat Camp at 10:38. It's heading towards Soda Hill at around 10:40, and then Solo and Todd at around 10:40 to about 10:45 or so. As Colin alluded to earlier, there's a lot of flooding going on up here. We've got flood warnings in this area, so your phone has probably been going crazy tonight with flood warnings, tornado warnings. Folks, this is going to be a long 36, 48, 72 hours in some parts of the mountains. Hopefully the tornado risk will be going down, but unfortunately the flood and wind risk will be increasing in the next 24 hours. By this time tomorrow night, this same area will likely be experiencing widespread power outages and flash flooding as Helene gets closer to us, Colin.
Right, and that's going to be the biggest part of this. Obviously, the rain in the mountains. We're going to be impacted here in the Charlotte area. Brad, you said this is the second tornado we've seen in this county.
Yeah.
Tonight, I've been seeing some of the video from the earlier. One gentleman, I think, had some video from a Food Lion where that rotation was seen.
So I'll plot those on the map, Colin. So
Okay.
I put those on the map so you could see where that tornado touched down right there on the north side of Blowing Rock. We actually had some wind damage in Blowing Rock. So you could see this storm is actually passing just to the northwest of there. So same county, but a little bit further north and west. We know there was a tornado in Blowing Rock because we have video evidence and we had damage. So we can confirm that. We don't know for this one because this has been strictly radar indicated. And I think because the environment was favorable for that earlier tornado, the Weather Service was playing it very safe with this and just going ahead and issuing a warning because we saw a very similar setup earlier tonight. So probably a good idea to have that warning out anyways. And
flash flood, there is a warning in Rowan County. They put that out about 30 minutes ago. So that's not unusual. You were saying that this is going to be something we're going to be dealing with, as you said, over the next 2 to 3 days. And really, Helene hasn't even hit mainland USA just yet, right?
Yeah, so this was the storm report video sent in by a trained spotter. We had several reports, but this was video we received from the Tortola Resort, which is on the north side of Blowing Rock. I mean, Colin, look at that. That is
the video I saw.
Yeah, that is, I mean, it's basically a wedge tornado, and about as good a view of a tornado as you're going to see in the mountains, because typically you can't see these because the mountains block them or you have rain wrap. But this view from Mr. Miller here was actually a pretty good view because it was looking down towards the valley. And this report came in around 10:35 or 6:30, 6:35 or so. Right now it's around 10:30, 10:35. So several hours later in a completely different part of the county.
Is this unusual, Brad, that we're seeing tornadoes when we're going to see impacts from a potential hurricane at some point? I've been seeing that question online a lot over the last couple of hours. And I think some folks who have maybe moved to the area don't necessarily know that sometimes we do see tornadoes when we are seeing impacts like this.
And typically they're on the east and northeast side of tropical systems. This is well ahead of the storm. So this isn't a part that we normally wouldn't see it, but there is a stalled front to our west, and that front has caused all the rain today. It's kind of actually not directly associated with Helene. And I think this is a good reminder that the myth of tornadoes not occurring in the mountains is just that. It's a myth. Tornadoes can occur anywhere. They often don't occur in the mountains because usually it's cooler. They don't have the instability. But in a situation like this, it's just as warm and humid up there as it is down here. And under the right environment, you can get a tornado warning. So this is set to expire. I'm not seeing any indications this is going to be extended.
That's good.
I will double check here. So likely at the bottom of the hour here, we're going to be able to return to regularly scheduled programming. But I will tell you that we got to keep an eye on all of these cells tonight because the conditions are somewhat favorable for these storms to rotate. And I would not be surprised that we see this canceled here shortly. I just got a report from the Phoenix Fire Chief. I'm trying to think where this is up there. Reports some damage in that area, so I'm trying to figure out where this is at. This looks like it might be further north.
Brunswick County?
Brunswick. Yeah, that looks a little bit further north, but we are getting some reports in that line of possibly some damage. So it looks like maybe this one's going to be allowed to expire. I think that report I just got from that fire chief looks like that's with a storm that actually moved up closer to western parts of Virginia. So even though the warning is still showing up, it is going to expire. They are going to let this go here. So in about 2 minutes, it'll be completely expired. So Colin, we're going to return to our programming already in progress, but I will tell you, we will keep an eye on all these storms tonight. And as we mentioned, we're not done yet. We've got flash flooding and more impacts on the way. We'll be back at 11 o'clock with updates and the latest advisory on Hurricane Helene. And we'll tell you more about the impacts we're going to see over the next couple of days. We'll return to your program already in progress.